Hi everyone. Welcome to Modern Hmong Girl. It's a girl Lex.
And it's your girl Ariel.
Oh my gosh, we have a Miss Ariel here with us today. Unfortunately, Emmy is not in the epi because she is feeling a bit sick. But it's okay. We're still going to have fun. We're still going to be going through it today. How are you doing today?
I am doing good. Yeah, I'm doing good.
Yes, I love that. I feel like, there's so much going on in life where like if you're feeling good, then that's just it.
Exactly. It's rare.
Right?
It's rare.
So again, we have our one and only Ariel Her today. She is the visionary host of the Hmong Woman Thriving podcast. Not only is she interviewing resilient and strong Hmong women, but she also opens up about her journey creating a safe space for Hmong women to heal, connect, and celebrate their resilience. So we're going to be talking about the power of representation, building community through authentic conversations, and what it means to thrive unapologetically as a Hmong woman today. All right. So, Ariel, I will give you the spotlight to just introduce yourself, say a few words if you'd like.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I mean, you guys know this already, but I'm such a loyal fan of Modern Hmong Girl, and I love everything that you two are doing here. So thank you for having me. But hello, everyone. If you don't know me, my name is Ariel. I am the host of the Hmong Women Thriving podcast. And yeah, I'm super excited to be here today.
Okay, period. Let's jump into
let's do it.
identity and roots.
Okay.
The foundation of it all, right? And so, first question for you, how has being Hmong shaped the way you see yourself in the world around you?
Gosh, I love this question because I've always loved being Hmong, and I think it's really rare to hear that.
Yes.
I know a lot of my peers and just folks that I chat with, they've always kind of had like a tough time navigating the two worlds, but I think I never really felt that way for some reason, and I don't know why. I think it has to as I reflect a lot about it, I think it has to do with the fact that I went to a Hmong school, and so I was always surrounded by Hmong people. My teachers were Hmong, and at home I lived with my grandma, so it was very I was never ashamed because I had everyone that looked like me. Like we ate Hmong sausage at school.
My God, yes. Jealous.
Yes.
Jealous of that.
So there was never anything that made me feel like, gosh, I hate being Hmong, and I think I feel very appreciative of being Hmong because we have so much resiliency, and I think that's something that I've grown to really appreciate. So yeah.
Oh my God. You know what? Your answer was not what I was expecting. Because for me, as I've shared with you, growing up being Hmong is controversial.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, why am I Hmong? I wish I was something else.
Right.
But hearing you say that is honestly so refreshing. And it actually brings a lot of light because in our generation, I feel like a lot or most of us, we grow up not wanting to be Hmong or not liking it, but then you loved every aspect of it growing up. And so I love that.
Thank you. Don't get me wrong. Okay. We have a lot to work on. Our community has a lot to work on, but I think if I were to be reborn, I would still want to be reborn as a Hmong woman. And I don't think I've ever felt any different. I think, when you go through trials, you're especially as a Hmong woman, I'm always I don't want to be a Hmong woman in my next life. But really though, if there's a such thing as a next life, I would be so grateful to be born a Hmong woman again, because I just think we have so much behind in our culture, in our people, and I don't think that I don't know. I feel like I'm okay. I'm getting like very like woo woo about
Oh
like being
no.
Hmong, but like I
No.
just have a lot of Hmong pride, you know?
Yes, we
And
love the
so
lore.
yeah.
Yes.
Yes. And so yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I absolutely love that
Oh,
because
thanks.
like it took me my entire life
Sure.
to
Oh,
finally have that
yeah.
Hmong pride
Sure.
where I could walk outside and be like, yeah, I'm Hmong, you know, and
Yes.
I'm proud to be Hmong.
Yes, yes. And we love
Okay.
that. We love
Yes.
that. We love that everyone, because I think a lot of it is like now that we're being noticed now, or
Mm-hmm.
we're just finally like in a place where we're comfortable being who we
Yes.
are now. Like it's acceptable to be like a different race, or like mainstream-ish kind of,
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, I'm glad that some or the majority of folks are starting to be proud of it, because
Yes.
I was always the weirdo. Like I was always the interesting, like,
Mm-hmm.
or like if I spoke Hmong and my peers didn't speak Hmong, then I felt like, oh, I'm the weird one.
Oh my gosh. I could say you're not weird. And I think you know that you're not weird. Okay, so next question. What is a cultural tradition or belief that still grounds you today?
I think a cultural belief that still grounds me today, and this might be a little controversial, is to listen to your elders.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, might have struck a chord with that
Yeah.
one. No, I'm just kidding,
Um,
but
no, but I'm very close with my grandma. So
mm-hmm.
my maternal grandma, and I don't think I would be the woman I am without her.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, like, we butt heads. Like,
Yeah,
there are a lot
right.
of things that we do not agree with,
Yeah.
But I think just listening to her life story and understanding her, like, as a woman,
Mm-hmm.
like, I think
Yes.
that's something that I had to learn, because I think I was so resistant to it, because we're like, oh, they're so old fashioned, like they don't understand, like it's a new generation. But I think when I took that away from the conversations that we would have, and like came into the conversation with an open ear and open heart, I
Mm-hmm.
learned so much from her. And I always learn so much from her. And I
Yeah.
learned so much from her peers too. Like whenever they're together and hanging out, like I'll kind of just like listen to them talk about like their life back in Laos, their life here, and they just they all have so much resilience, and they empower each other in a
Mm-hmm.
way that I don't think we get to highlight as much, because sometimes I think we think about like OGs together, they might be gossiping, or like,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
talking like trash about their family, like, things
Yes,
like
the
that, right?
typical.
Yes,
Yep.
exactly. But I think in small moments where, you find them together and they're being vulnerable with each other, I think it's
Mm-hmm.
just so beautiful, because it's
Mm-hmm.
like they're also seeking community just like how we are seeking community too, So
Right.
I think that's something that grounds me. And I know it's controversial, because sometimes, it's really hard, like they're very thick head, right? Like they're very
Mm-hmm.
hard headed, right? But I think I'm learning that if I'm coming from a place of understanding, and I think it also has to be reciprocated too. I
Right.
think that's
Yes.
where the stress of it is, like
Yeah.
we can do all that we can, but it's also like, are they going to do all that they can? So
Mm-hmm.
it's very, per scenario, right?
Yes. Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's something that has grounded me a lot.
Yeah. No, I agree with that too
Mm-hmm.
because like for me, I always like to take the light of things
Yes.
and just leave the negativity.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that my mom has always taught me.
Yeah.
She's always like, you know what, you don't have to listen 100% to what your elders are saying, but just take the good and leave the bad. And so that's exactly what I do. Like, I love my grandmas too.
Yes.
But man, they could be annoying.
Right.
Like, why are you complaining about every single thing? Why, like, the way that I do things, you want it done a specific way.
Yes.
But I'm like, wait, woman, I'm still learning too, you know? Like, oh my gosh, let me have a chance. Like, give me a chance.
100%.
Yeah. But then at the end of the day, it's really how you take it, right? And so that's why I'm like, yeah, I'm taking it lightly. I'm just going to take the good and I'm going to leave the bad. But that doesn't make my elders bad though.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just,
exactly.
you know, how they grew up and how they're conditioned.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so, was there ever a time you struggled being Hmong? And I know, like, it kind of ties into the first question as well.
I don't think so.
Period.
Yeah.
Love that.
I don't think so. I think I was thinking a lot about this. And I know I mentioned earlier too, but I think I struggled with being a Hmong woman or like a Hmong girl. Like, you know, the expectations that we have. I know you're the oldest, so you understand too, right? Like just being the oldest daughter, like having to carry all of that load and everything like that. So I think I've struggled with that aspect of it. But as a Hmong person, I don't think I've ever like struggled.
Oh my gosh. I love that. Like, even personally, professionally,
That's a good one.
if we were to add that aspect into.
Maybe professionally. I think I like when I started being in the corporate space, like I never or I couldn't find anyone that looked like me. So I think maybe in that aspect, I probably did struggle a bit there because it was hard, you know, to break those barriers and to like be corporate-y.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like,
yep.
like,
I know what you mean.
You know, having to act in that way and not having anyone kind of guide you through that. Like just kind of having to learn that on your own.
Yes.
So yeah, that's a good one. I guess I didn't think about it like that.
Yeah, because I feel like in the home, it's just hectic all the time. We don't got to be professional.
Yes.
Nobody is a professional at home at all.
Right.
Yeah. And so I feel like, you know, when you step into the corporate world, you're just like, oh, now I'm like adjusting.
Yeah.
Like, even though I went to school and everything, work is different.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to move on to healing, growth, and empowerment. What has your healing journey looked like and what sparked it?
Gosh, my healing journey has been a roller coaster.
I think we can say that for everyone.
Yes. But what sparked it, and I'm sure if any of you follow Lex and Emmy, you guys also know who this person is. Nikita sparked it. Miss Nikita Vang.
Oh my gosh, Heal and Heal.
Yes.
Shout out to Miss Nikita.
Yes, we are big Nikita fans over here.
Yes.
But I think it was during COVID and she had wrote a post, and I've told her this too. Like, she wrote a post. I don't remember which post it was exactly, but she kind of explained the start of her healing journey. And I think that was the first time I had ever heard about that, like, period. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Like, what is this? And I, you know, went down a rabbit hole as per I am. And just was like, I need this. I am also going through things. I want to unlearn patterns. I want to be the change in my lineage. Like, you know, like I want to heal these wounds, and it kind of just spiraled from there. And it's been great. You know, I've learned so much. I've connected with so many people, and
I love that. You know, have you taken her confidence program yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay, I really want to.
Yeah.
Wait, but have you gone to one of her classes?
No, I haven't. I know.
Girl, I'm telling you, it is really life
Is
changing.
it?
Yes, I've only
Okay.
gone once and I do
Okay.
want to go again. But
Yeah.
like my first time, I went by myself and it
Wow.
was like kind of nerve wracking because I went by
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah.
And not only that, but it's dancing.
Right?
Like it's dancing in front of people. So I'm like, okay, I'm going by myself. Like I don't know
Yes.
anyone besides
Yeah.
Nikita.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be dancing in front of people like,
Yeah.
who do I think I am? You know, like, oh my gosh. But ultimately, at the end, I was exactly who I thought I
Oh,
was.
I love
I was
that.
Lex Chang,
Yes. I
period.
love that so
Yeah.
much.
And I feel like that's what a Heal and Heals class
Yeah.
effect
Yes.
is.
Yes.
So shout out to
yes.
you, Miss Nikita.
Yes. She's amazing.
Okay, so you recently got engaged,
Ah.
graduated, and you won the New Chia Hmong Woman Kao Lee Eileen's Award.
Oh, yeah.
How do you celebrate your wins,
Oh.
big or small?
Gosh, these have been big wins for me. It's a lot, like packed in 1 year.
Yeah.
It's insane actually. As my fiance and I have been reflecting a lot about this year, and we're just like, shit. Can I swear?
Oh, of course you can, fuck.
Like,
Yes,
like,
you can.
oh my gosh, so much has happened this year. But we like to do this thing where we recap every month together. And it's always when we're like out on a date or like it's something planned that we both do. So that's something that we do together. Personally, I take a day off of work.
Oh, I love that.
Yes, I do. So
Yeah.
after every kind of milestone that I've hit, I've taken a day off of work and just sat in it. Yeah, just sat in it, whether I want to like doom scroll on TikTok or,
Yes.
like read a book or like, give myself like a facial
Yeah.
or like edit a video. I don't know, just something that I love doing. That's just how I've been kind of resetting and just celebrating myself. I used to like want to travel and like
Yeah.
go to like fun dinners, and I still love doing that, but I've realized that I love spending time by myself. Like I love
Yes.
alone time. And the only time I can have alone time is when I take a day off of work.
Yeah. Yes.
So yeah, that's just how I've been celebrating this year. And it's been really refreshing and different. And I enjoy it a lot. So I think it's something I'm gonna take on into the next couple of chapters of my life.
I absolutely agree because I feel like, when we're growing up, we're so busy. We're always hanging out with people.
Yeah.
We're always like doing something every weekend.
Yeah.
And so like when you cultivate a day just to yourself, it's so refreshing.
So
And that's actually like you celebrating your wins. Like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I've earned this day
Yes,
off to
100%.
myself.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Mhm. And I think everybody needs that too. So
Yeah.
I love how you're actually taking the step to do
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Okay, so what does thriving mean to you right now?
I love this question. Thriving to me right now, kind of reflecting on the last question that we talked about, was just being able to like sit in my wins and be with myself. That's what thriving is looking like for me right now. I think the past couple years, having a partner and wanting to really what's the word, support my family. Like I've been a people pleaser for all my life, you know?
felt.
And so I think this year thriving has looked like taking care of myself and really intentionally setting the time to be with myself. So yeah, that's what it's looking like for
Okay.
me this year.
All right. So now, since we're in the topic of thriving, let's talk about the why behind Hmong women thriving, the core, the lore, the reason.
Oh gosh.
So, what moment or experience made you realize there needed to be a space like Hmong women thriving?
It was when Sunisa Lee won the gold medal the first time at the Olympics.
Yes. Oh, I love that. I love that that was the moment.
Yeah, it was. I saw so many posts on Facebook when she won, and I think the craze of it lasted for probably like 2 weeks, and then it kind of just like died down, and I was so stuck on it because I was like, a Hmong woman, like. First of all, she stepped foot onto the Olympic field, period.
Yes. Yep.
Okay,
That's
like
already
let's
a
not,
mark.
I'm so excited, you guys. Let's not forget that. But then the fact that she brought home the gold medal, like that's even whoa, you know?
Right.
And truthfully, I had always wanted a platform like this. I love podcasts. I love videos, and I love listening to Hmong women talk about themselves. It's just so inspiring and so empowering, and it is really true when you see people who look like you are so inspired like all the time. So I've always wanted a platform like this, and yeah, that was kind of what sparked it.
I love that you're justifying Hmong women's success.
Yes,
okay.
girl.
Like, that's what I'm hearing right now. Law and order.
Yes.
Okay. Bringing justice to us Hmong women.
100%.
Oh my God. Because like when you're like, oh yeah, Sunisa's like celebration was only like 2 weeks, you know, and you're like, no, I'm gonna do it justice.
Yes.
I'm gonna create a podcast,
Yes.
hold space, and be like, you know, we need to do more than just 2 weeks.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I love that. Was there something missing in the Hmong community or even in mainstream media that you wanted to fill?
I think we talked about this, you know, like I wanted Hmong women's voices to be heard. You mentioned briefly on my podcast that you listened to Asian Boss Girl.
Yes.
I also love that podcast too. And I've always hoped that they would bring on a Hmong woman onto the podcast because I thought that was really cool. That would be really cool. And it hasn't happened yet, right? But I was also like, why am I waiting for something to happen when I could possibly do it myself?
Period.
Right?
Yes.
I think the thought of me doing it was never like in my head, but I have had so many creative friends that I like wanted to throw the idea to, like, hey, you should pick this up, right? But at one point, a good friend of mine was like, just like, why don't you do it? Like, you sound like the perfect person to do it. Like, just do it. Like, what's the worst thing that could happen? You know? I'm like, I don't know. I fail.
Okay, that friend was real. Okay, and even if you fail, it doesn't matter because you learned, and you could do it again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
So yeah, I don't think anything was missing. I'm so proud of our community and how far we've gotten with the arts, you know, with music, dance, everything like that. Like, I just feel like we're thriving so much right now. So I never thought anything was missing, but I loved the aspect of kind of highlighting people that maybe aren't necessarily in the arts but are thriving in other aspects of the world, right?
Yes.
So,
yeah. No, you're already doing that. Like Hmong Woman in
thanks.
STEM.
Right?
Okay. That was a
Okay.
poppin' episode.
Yes, Dr. Miley Chang is amazing and she's so inspiring, and the comments that I got and like messages that I got so many messages from moms that were like, my daughter wants to work at NASA one day, or she wants to be an astronaut one day, and we listened to your podcast together, and I was like, I was like crying.
I know.
So sweet. Like, yeah, it's so empowering.
Period. I love that you're highlighting these women. And so, how did your personal journey as a Hmong woman shape the vision behind your show?
Oh, this is a good question. I think, gosh, I want to say that my life was kind of boring before the podcast. Like, you know, it was just a very average, like, go to school, find a 9 to 5, and live your life for the rest of your life, you know?
Yes, felt.
But I've always wanted to do something creative. And I truly don't think of myself as a creative person. Like, I think I learned how to be creative through the podcast, through meeting people like you, like, yes, and, you know, and in our community. So as a Hmong woman, I think just living my life thoroughly and then having the podcast, like, even just the brainstorming part of it got me really excited. I feel like I'm not answering this question the way I wanted to.
But I feel you though. I do because I'm resonating with you.
Okay, good.
Because I felt the same too.
Yeah.
Because before Modern Hmong Girl, like
Yeah.
I mentioned in your podcast that like I don't know what I would be doing if I wasn't doing Modern Hmong Girl.
Yes.
And like even before that, I mean, I wasn't even that creative either. I was like, you know what? Like I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And so I feel like just like you, when I started the pod, that's when my creativity came into place. And I'm like,
Yes.
oh, like I see what looks good.
Yes.
I know how to edit that photo. I know
Right.
how to like make stickers and stuff like that,
Yes.
you
Oh,
know?
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, so totally understand.
Yeah. I just think now that I'm like thinking about it, you know, after having so many conversations with creative people and making those connections, like really kind of taking that first step to kind of get into that community, I think that was kind of what sparked Hmong Women Thriving in itself, you know, having those conversations. And I think when you're wondering if you should do something, and every person that I've chatted with about their successes and their journeys in their kind of field has just always told me like, yeah, I just did it. And so like, and I'm sure it's very similar for you and Emmy too. Like
Yeah.
you guys just did it. You know, there was no waiting. There was no, I mean, there was planning and all of the strategic things, but then you took that first step to just do it.
Absolutely.
So I think that's kind of how it evolved at Hmong Women Thriving too.
I love that. And honestly, I feel like your character was meant for Hmong Women Thriving too. Because like you grew up loving to be Hmong, you know? And so I'm like, you're the perfect
Thanks.
example of Hmong Women Thriving because every Hmong girl should grow up loving to be a Hmong girl, a Hmong woman.
I just got
And
chills.
so,
Yes,
yeah, and
that's the
so-
goal.
exactly. That's why I'm like, you know what? You were meant to do Hmong Women
I
Thriving.
appreciate that.
So, how has your why evolved since you started the podcast?
I think when I started the podcast, I was really excited to have conversations with Hmong women that I was following on like Instagram or Facebook. So selfishly, I think that was kind of my why, like behind the scenes and everything like that. But now, you know, like you mentioned earlier, I want Hmong girls, the next generation of Hmong girls to grow up knowing that anything is possible, you know, and not just like figuratively speaking, like I want to show them proof that anything is possible. And I think the podcast, I hope the podcast will kind of get to what's the word? Grow that why, because I want Hmong girls to be like, gosh, like, is there a Hmong woman who X, Y, and Z? And I want my podcast to be the first thing to pop up for them and for them to listen and get inspired. So I think that's the why that's running behind Hmong Women Thriving right now.
Okay, period. I love
Yeah.
that. You know, just going back to wanting Hmong girls to grow up loving being Hmong, period.
Yeah.
And so, what's been the most meaningful response or story you've heard from a listener?
I know I mentioned earlier, you know, the moms reaching out to me and, you know, saying that their daughters want to work at NASA one day, be an astronaut and everything like that. Those stories always get me going because I'm like the mom and the daughter, you know, are getting
Yes.
inspired.
Yeah, it's like a bridge right there.
Yes, exactly. And I'm so hopeful that like that bridge gets them to have meaningful conversations about life and everything like that. So I always love those stories. But there is one that, you know, kind of comes top to mind. I ended season 1 and I was like, I don't know, I was getting really discouraged with numbers, right? Like, you know, when we start social media, that's kind of like what we look at the most.
Right. Yes.
And so I was like, I don't know if like I want to do season 2. I did want to because I had folks reach out to me and say like, oh, I'd love to be a part of this, right? And so I think that was kind of what was driving that for the first kind of bit as I was planning season 2. But I had a Hmong woman reach out to me, and she's in her, I want to say she's like in her early 50s. And she reached out to me and she sent me an email, and she wrote like the sweetest message. And she just thanked me. And I like remember like reading her email, and I was just like bawling my eyes out because in her message she had stated like she is so excited for my podcast and she hopes that I record season 2 because she knows how much this is needed and it's inspiring her to move differently in her life. And like when I first started the podcast, I really wanted to inspire the next generation. I didn't think I would inspire
everyone.
Right.
Yes.
Or like the generation before us.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, y'all already have y'all trailblazers. Like, you know, you guys have great people. But like the fact that she like reached out to me and like said all of that, I think about it all the time. I reread it whenever I feel discouraged from the podcast or like I just get, you know, things like get to me.
Right.
So yeah, that's that.
Oh my gosh. I love that that's your reason that, you know, it's important to keep these messages from listeners, from your supporters, because it's also why you do what you do.
My gosh, yeah.
And I think it's just so amazing how she is an older woman.
Yes.
And she's like, hey, you're doing something, you're creating an impact.
Yes.
And even though I may not be like the first target audience, I am also your audience.
Yes.
Period.
Yes. It's great. It's wonderful.
Okay. So unapologetically you. What makes you unapologetically you?
Oh, that I love being a Hmong person.
I love that.
I feel like that's been the theme of this episode.
No, you have literally been radiating that throughout the entire thing. And I just kind of knew that was your answer too.
I love it.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to move on to rapid fire, which is Lu Jingji. Okay, we just kind of made that little term up for now. So then when I ask a question, you're just going to like answer it in the first 5 seconds. Okay. One Hmong dish you could eat forever.
Boiled pork with mustard greens and gocha.
Yes. A song that makes you feel powerful.
Banya Hyung's Shatia.
Oh, okay. Your current comfort show or movie?
Oh, my comfort show right now is Friends.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm The Office.
Oh,
yes.
I love it. I love it.
Okay. Something you're learning to unlearn.
People pleasing.
One word that describes where you are in life right now.
Oh, I wrote this down. Oh, worthwhile.
Oh my God. I like that. Wow. Worthwhile.
Yeah.
Okay, that is all of the questions we have today. Thank you, Ariel, again for joining the Modern Hmong Girl podcast to just go over fun questions about yourself, growth, Hmong women thriving, and, you know, everything, to be honest. And so we really appreciate you for...
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, of course. So where can they find you?
Yes. So the listeners can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Hmong Women Thriving, and on YouTube, Hmong Women Thriving podcast.
Period.
Yeah.
Y'all need to go follow her. Okay. There are trailblazers there like herself.
Oh, gosh.
And please go and listen to Hmong Woman Thriving because I just listened to, well, not the most recent episode that was with us, but then the episode before ours with Untamed Minds. Yes. Oh my gosh. That one was so good. Yeah.
I
And
mean,
so,
and you guys can listen to Emmy and Lex on my show too.
oh, stop. But yeah, go listen. But you can find Modern Hmong Girl at Modern Hmong Girl on all social media platforms: Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and Spotify. Rate our show. It will help us so much. And let us know in the comments what thriving means to you. And you guys already know we're here for you every Wednesday. And we shall see you soon, girlies.